everybody, it's Thursday, it's 12 o'clock and I'm back in the group. Nice to see you, nice to be back and to chat with you again. Now this is a follow-on from Mondays. I did a quick kind of video in on Monday, so this is just sort of like a follow-on from there. As I was saying, that it can be, when you're struggling with anorexia or any other eating disorder, it can be really difficult to kind of like get out of that negative mindset, that negative way of thinking, you know. And often we do think very kind of like all or nothing, black and white. We have that kind of mentality about us, and it can be hard to get out of that. So, and it's difficult to see anything positive, you know. It only feels very negative. Like, you know, you can have a whole day and, you know, you'll say it was a crap day. But there might have been elements of, you know, that weren't that crap, or that they were actually quite nice. But you won't see that because it will just be kind of like have a blanket approach of being a crap day. And I know this because that's what I did. And it, like I said, it can be hard to get out of it. Now, as you know, for those of you that don't know me, sorry, my name's Kim Marshall, and I have a business called Kiss Goodbye to Anna. I have been working for quite a few years now with women with various different issues, and one of them being eating disorders, and particularly anorexia. And I have my own history with anorexia and bulimia, now been recovered for quite a few years. And so I basically use techniques and tools that really helped me in my recovery, really helped sort of like transform and change my whole life for the better. And so that's kind of like what I use. And because of the, you know, the techniques that I use, you know, I'm just overawed by how well that they work, how amazingly that they can work, you know, in such a simple way and in such a short space of time. You know, I'm really passionate about the work that I do and sharing the techniques that I use with others. So basically, when I have a new client, one of the things that I do with them is to kind of like to start to help them change their mindset, because that's all it is. That is all that is involved with helping my clients with you know, with anything, whether it's anxiety, whether it's another addiction, whether it's an eating disorder, whether it's you know, anxiety, depression, whatever it is. This is what I would use, is that we basically deal with your emotions around how you feel, and we look to get rid of those, and so basically in doing that, you know, you get rid of all your negative emotions that you feel about yourself, about other people, about the world. You know, by doing that in a really, really simple way, you know, you tend to feel, by letting go of that negativity, you open yourself up to more positivity, and you can see things in a totally different way. I've worked with clients and they are convinced that, you know, that this happened and it was really bad, and they've been holding on to these things for so many years, like 20 odd plus years. They've been holding on to, you know, these memories that they're, you know, kind of like that are affecting them now. But by doing this work, letting go of the negative emotion that we still feel when we think back to that, it just allows you to feel more calm, to feel more relaxed, and to kind of like to see things totally differently. You know, maybe there's kind of like, you know, you can see that actually that person didn't try to kind of like hurt you in the way that you thought that they originally did. And maybe actually, you know, there was a conversation before the one that you're holding on to, and actually things aren't quite as kind of negative as you initially thought they were. So basically I work with people and I look to get rid of the negative emotions, you know, all the anger, the guilt, the fear, the worry, the sadness, the hurt, all these kind of, you know, emotions that we're holding on to. You know, I look to help you get rid of those. And by doing that, it doesn't feel as kind of like as scary, because I know that, like I said, I sort of struggled with my own anorexia, and it was, you know, it didn't feel that sort of like, when I looked to kind of like get help for it, and I was very scared. Extreme, and I'm saying that, and that's literally the hugest understatement of the year. You know, I was absolutely freaking petrified of kind of like reaching out for help, because, you know, I'd kind of like held on to this for so long. It had been my sort of safety net. It'd been you know, the thing that I kind of depended on. It felt like, you know, Anna, as much as she was a bully and a manipulator and things like that, all that I saw was that she was my friend and she was there for me. You know, so I very much had this reluctance to let go, even though I felt like I was in a tortured place. You know, there was those kind of like those barriers, that resistance to kind of like, you know, to move forward, because I thought that I'd end up fat, and I thought I'd kind of like end up with, you know, I didn't know who I would be at the end of it. I thought that, you know, like, what was I going to be like? I'd lose this kind of like identity that I'd built up for myself. And also it was around, yeah, but what if I get to that point and, you know, and I'm still not recovered, and other people think that I am, and they start treating me differently, and I don't know whether I'll be able to cope with that. So the way that I work is, I don't, you know, it's not about sort of like changing your behaviours or anything like that, or concentrating on that. I just deal with helping you to get rid of your negativity. That's it. That's all I do. And then once you do that, it's a very natural process. Then you start feeling more confident, more positive about yourself, you know, have higher self-esteem, feeling more good enough, you know, and feeling like you can cope and you can control and feel in control of your life exactly as you are. So nothing huge has to change. You know, it's not about kind of like slamming you with kind of like goal weights or BMIs or meal plans or anything like that. It's just about helping you to feel better about yourself. That's it. That is it. So like I said, getting back, the one thing that I do with my clients is I ask them to kind of like create an affirmation for themselves, and I get them to sort of like just start by tapping with this affirmation. And when I say tapping, I mean I'm an EFT practitioner. That's one of the things that I use. And if you've not heard of EFT or emotional freedom techniques or tapping before, it's a complementary therapy. It's very simple to learn. I'm not going to kind of go into it too much here, but so what I do is I get them to create an affirmation, and that's kind of like gives them a goal, something that they want to kind of like feel like, not about what they look like or anything like that, but how they want to feel, because it's only by changing how you feel that's when kind of like, you know, things really start to change. So it's about creating that goal, but what we want to do is we want to say it's how we feel now. So we want to say whatever is right for you. I am confident, I am positive, I am calm, I am relaxed, whatever. It's like, you know, I ask people to choose about 3 things, you know, so it's all around that, choosing 3 things about what you want to feel, but you say I am. And what we do, because obviously, you know, there's always that voice in our head and everything, so it's about, what I do is I get us to tap on the karate chop point, which is like the fleshy underside of the hand there. And I'll say, I am confident, I am strong, I am in control of my life. whatever feels right for you. And I've put a sheet into the group, in the file section of this group. There is a sheet that will help you create the affirmation that feels right for you. So if you go to that file section, you have a look at that sheet, have a look, create your affirmation, visualize what that feels like for you. What will it feel like? What will it mean to you if you are confident? Picture yourself being that confident person, that strong person, that whatever it is that you want to be, really. And it could be around that you want to sort of like have people around you, because that's really important to you. You want to feel part of a group, so it could be that you visualize yourself kind of, I don't know, being with a group, maybe going out for coffee or something like that, and you're with a group of friends and you're there and you're feeling confident in that situation. You are able to talk about various different things, without that kind of like voice going off in your head, and you're not kind of worried about that somebody's got a piece of cake on the, in front of them or anything like that. It's about visualizing yourself feeling confident. And maybe there is a time in your life that you were confident, and that, so it could be about kind of picturing that. And again, it's not about how you look or anything like that, it's about how you feel. But you could almost kind of like try and create that scenario, try and kind of like use your imagination to create that picture of you feeling like that. So once you've done that, then what I want you to do is kind of, next week I'm going to be into the group. Sorry, no, I'm not going to be in the group. I'm going to be on my page, on my Kiss Goodbye to Anna page. So if you haven't liked that page yet, please go ahead and like that, and change the notifications so that you get notified if I'm coming on live. Because what I want you to do is, all very good having the affirmation in front of you, but I know what it's like. We're all busy, we're all doing things, we're all, with our headspace as it is, it's all stuff going on, we forget, we don't do it. So I want to come on to my page next week, Monday through to Friday, 3 times a day, and it's going to be once in the morning. I think I need to kind of like confirm it, but I think it's going to be, I've tried to kind of find a time when I'm going to be free all week, so it doesn't sort of like, it's not one time on one day and it doesn't confuse, so you'll know. I think it's about 8:30 in the morning, and then one is around lunchtime. I think it's about 1 o'clock or 1:30 at the lunchtime, and then in the evening around 8:30, I think it is again. So, but I will confirm that. So what I want you to do is, if you're interested in starting to feel more positive, it's really, really simple. It will literally be a few minutes in the morning, a few minutes during lunchtime, and a few minutes at night. And I just want you to come on and join me on a live as much as you can. If you can't join me live, because we have stuff going on, I appreciate that. But then if you can catch the recording as soon as you can following that, or kind of like replay it over for yourself. You need to do it 3 times a day. Just tap on the affirmations, tap on your karate chop point along with me for a few minutes each day, 3 times a day, and that can really have an effect, a positive effect on you. It can really help. Just sort of like, I'm not saying that you're going to be completely feeling on top of the world by the end of the 5 days, but what will happen hopefully is that if you follow along with this, things will just sort of start to shift. You'll start to kind of like feel a little bit different, and maybe have kind of like some hope that things can change for you, because maybe you just kind of like not believing at the moment that anything can kind of like be better, or you're never going to get past sort of like this situation, or get out of the situation that you're in. And I completely understand that. But if you join me next week, Monday to Friday, 3 times a day, things can start to just shift for you, you know, and that's what I want to help you do. That's why I'm kind of like setting up this thing, you know, to try and, you know, I'm trying to think of the best ways that I can possibly help you. You know, obviously I would love to be able to work with you on a one-to-one basis and, you know, really kind of like explore stuff. But obviously, you know, that's your choice, and I'm never kind of like one to push my, you know, sort of like push you to work with me or anything like that. But I was trying to come up with, you know, because Easter's coming up, and we know that that's a, you know, a really hard time for a lot of us. And so I was trying to think of something that might just help, you know, something that I can do that doesn't involve too much of your time, too much kind of like worry or concern, you know, or any kind of like too much kind of like fear around this. I really wanted to kind of like start to help you in a way that I kind of thought might be most possible for you. So hence this is why I'm doing that. So if you have a look in the file that within the group, if you have a look, basically if you have a look on, if you've already liked the Kiss Goodbye to Anna Facebook page, if you like that page, then it's also got an image there as well, which I've shared, so you can find it there if you're not within the group. And basically have a look at that affirmation sheet. Come up with your affirmation. Start to kind of like try and visualize what it feels like to be, you know, feeling like that, as much as you possibly can. And then we're going to start to work on that next week. Put your notifications on to, you know, set your notifications from that Kiss Goodbye to Anna page so that you're notified when I come on live on the page, so that you can join me live next week. It would be great to have you with me, and you know, I'd love to kind of like hear whether you're you know, whether you're up for this, whether it's something that you think you would benefit from, you know, and also kind of like during the week next week, it would be great to kind of, you know, have your feedbacks, how you're finding it. If you're having any challenges or anything during the week, then, you know, let me know and we can try and work that through. What will happen, like I said, is that when we are kind of like repeating these affirmations, you know, there'll be probably like be a little niggly voice that comes up in your head that says, yeah, but you can't do that, or yeah, but what if this, and oh, but I'm not sure I want to do that, or, you know, that feels really scary and things like that. By doing the tapping on the karate chop point, what will happen is that by just keeping tapping, you will be dealing, you know, you will be addressing and kind of like dealing with that little niggly voice as well. And if we continue to do that through the whole entire week, then that voice should start to kind of quieten down a little bit. So so again, it's just to kind of like show you the ways that these things can help. So I hope that you will join me next week. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns at all, please get in touch. You know, put a comment under the thread, you know, or kind of email me, or whatever feels comfortable for you. So yeah, so I hope you will join me next week, and in the meantime, I will see you soon, and I will confirm the times that I'll be live so that you can follow, you can, you know, kind of like look out for me and be prepared around that. So I look forward to seeing you very soon. Have a great day, and as you can see, the sun is coming out, which is absolutely beautiful, and have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Okay, lots of love. Take care. Bye bye.